Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I am delighted to have you here today. We will be exploring the basic principles of GMP, good practices in production. Today's presentation will cover essential guidelines that ensure quality and safety in manufacturing processes. We'll look at the core concepts behind GMP, why they matter, and how they can be applied effectively. I look forward to sharing this knowledge with you and engaging in a productive session. So let's get started. Let's talk about manufacture. According to the WHO, it encompasses all operations involved in purchasing materials and products, production, quality control, release, storage, and distribution of pharmaceutical products, along with the related controls. It's important to understand that GMP, or good manufacturing practice, applies specifically to both production and quality control activities. There's a separate training module dedicated solely to quality control, highlighting its importance. All these activities must be carried out strictly according to written standard operating procedures, or SOPs, to ensure consistency and compliance. Records are a critical part of manufacturing. They need to be made at the time of each action and maintained properly. This helps in traceability and accountability. Deviations from the SOPs should be avoided as much as possible. When deviations do occur, it's essential to involve the quality unit and follow the proper procedures to address them. Another key point is checks on yields, which involve reconciliation to ensure that the amount produced matches expectations. It's also best practice to handle one product at a time in a designated area, minimizing cross-contamination and errors. Finally, emphasizing good practices in production is crucial. These practices form the foundation of quality and safety in pharmaceutical manufacturing, aligning with our overall goal of ensuring product integrity and patient safety. Let's start with the importance of labeling. All containers, equipment, and areas must be clearly labeled to ensure everyone knows exactly what they're working with and where. This helps prevent mix-ups and mistakes. Access to these areas should be controlled, meaning only authorized personnel should be allowed entry, which adds an extra layer of security and control. It's also crucial that no non-medicinal products are kept in these areas to avoid contamination or accidental cross-use. Regular in-process controls are performed to monitor the quality and safety during production. These checks help catch any issues early on, maintaining high standards throughout the process. Finally, all of these practices are rooted in the core principles of good practices in production, ensuring that we prevent mix-ups, contamination, and cross-contamination at every step. These measures are vital to produce safe, effective medicinal products and uphold the integrity of our manufacturing environment. Let's talk about the design of premises and what it entails. When we look at design, we're focusing on the structure itself: walls, floors, ceilings, ledges, drains, air supply, and dust extraction systems. All of these elements need to be carefully planned to support a clean and safe environment. Prevention of dirt and dust buildup is crucial because it helps us avoid unnecessary contamination risks. Regular cleaning programs are essential, and it's important to follow appropriate cleaning procedures and keep detailed cleaning records. This way, we ensure consistency and accountability. Effective cleaning and disinfection are the backbone of maintaining hygiene. Choosing the right materials and chemicals is vital. They need to be validated for effectiveness and compatibility with the surfaces and products involved. Drainage systems must be designed to prevent backflow, which could cause contamination. Protection from insects, birds, vermin, and weather also plays a key role in safeguarding the premises. All these elements should be maintained from the receipt of raw materials through to the dispatch of the finished product. Finally, good practices in production are integral to this entire process. A well-designed premise supports these practices, helping us maintain quality and safety throughout the production cycle. When it comes to maintaining a clean and safe environment, the design of our walls, floors, and ceilings plays a crucial role. They should be smooth and easy to clean, which helps us keep the area hygienic and prevents the buildup of dirt and dust. By avoiding ledges or any areas where dust can settle, we reduce potential hiding spots for contaminants. This is especially important in production, where cleanliness directly impacts safety and quality. Preventing the accumulation of dirt and dust isn't just about tidiness. It's about minimizing unnecessary risks of contamination that could compromise our products or processes. Implementing these good practices in the production environment ensures we maintain a high standard of hygiene and safety throughout our operations. Now, let's talk about avoiding cross-contamination, specifically in this initial part. It's essential to take special precautions to prevent the generation and spread of dust. This includes managing air control carefully, making sure both supply and extraction systems are functioning properly and providing air of suitable quality. A thorough risk assessment is also a key step here. It helps us identify potential contamination points before they become a problem. When it comes to avoiding contamination, we need to be mindful of many possible sources. Dust, gases, particles, and even clothing or skin can be vectors. Vapors, sprays, and organisms are also concerns, along with residues left behind and insects that might come into contact with our products. So, maintaining good practices in production is vital. These practices help us keep the environment as clean and controlled as possible, minimizing the risk of contamination and ensuring the safety and quality of our products. Remember, effective prevention is about being proactive and attentive to these details throughout the process. Let's talk about avoiding cross-contamination through technical and organizational measures. One key approach is to establish dedicated and self-contained areas for different types of biological materials. For example, we need separate zones for handling live vaccines to prevent any accidental spread or mix-up. Similarly, areas designated for live bacterial preparations must be isolated to maintain product integrity and safety. The same applies to certain other biological materials that require specific handling conditions. Additionally, penicillin products should be produced in separate, dedicated spaces to avoid cross-contamination with other pharmaceuticals. Incorporating good practices in production is essential. This includes strict procedures, proper cleaning, and well-defined workflows. Overall, these measures are critical for ensuring product safety and quality, and they are a fundamental part of our broader strategy to prevent contamination and safeguard public health. Let's talk about avoiding cross-contamination, specifically the third part of our campaign. One effective strategy is separation in time. This means scheduling production runs carefully so that products are processed at different times, reducing the risk of contamination transfer. After these separate runs, it's crucial to follow up with appropriate cleaning procedures. This step ensures that any residual contaminants are removed thoroughly. Importantly, the cleaning process must be validated, meaning we verify that our cleaning methods are effective and consistently achieve the desired results. Throughout all these steps, practicing good production practices is essential. This includes maintaining discipline, cleanliness, and proper procedures to prevent cross-contamination at every stage. When we combine these approaches, timely separation, validated cleaning, and good practices, we create a robust defense against contamination, which ties back to our overall goal of ensuring product safety and quality. Now, let's talk about avoiding cross-contamination through ventilation systems and airlocks. A properly designed ventilation system is essential, and it should include both air supply and extraction components, which you can find more details about in the HVAC module. It's important that the incoming air is filtered to remove any potential contaminants before it enters the production environment. This can be achieved through filtered recirculation of air or by supplying 100% fresh air, depending on the specific needs of the process. Proper airflow patterns are critical. They help control the movement of air in a way that minimizes contamination risks. Maintaining correct pressure differentials between areas ensures that air flows from clean to less clean zones, further reducing cross-contamination. In addition, appropriately designed airlocks play a vital role. They act as barriers, preventing contaminants from entering clean zones during personnel or material transfers. All of these elements, ventilation, airflow, pressure, and airlocks, are integral to good practices in production and help maintain a safe, contaminant-free environment. Remember, combining these strategies effectively supports the overall integrity of the manufacturing process and product safety. Let's talk about avoiding cross-contamination through clothing. It's crucial to protect both the operator and the product, so proper attire is a must. When working with highly potent products or those carrying particular risks, we need to wear special protective clothing to prevent any contamination or exposure. Additionally, personnel should avoid moving between different production areas without taking proper precautions, as this can transfer contaminants. Garments should also be regularly cleaned to maintain a high standard of hygiene. Remember, these practices are part of good production practices overall, ensuring safety and product integrity throughout the process. Implementing these measures helps us maintain the quality of our products and safeguard everyone involved. Let's talk about avoiding cross-contamination through proper cleaning and decontamination processes. First, it's crucial to have a clear procedure for removing soil and dirt from surfaces. This helps ensure that all residues are effectively eliminated. Next, we need to focus on removing all cleaning chemical residues or disinfectant residues, because leftover chemicals can pose risks and interfere with subsequent processes. Equally important is the reduction or elimination of microorganisms, which can cause contamination or spoilage. To make sure our cleaning methods are actually effective, we rely on validated procedures, meaning we know they work because they've been tested and proven. Using cleanliness status labels is a good way to communicate when a surface is clean and safe to use again. Testing for residues, whether chemical or microbial, gives us an added layer of assurance. Environmental monitoring, including checking particles and microorganisms in the environment, helps us catch potential issues early. We also verify the effectiveness of our systems regularly to maintain high standards. All of these steps are part of good practices in production, practices that ensure safety, quality, and consistency throughout our processes. By following these key points, we minimize the risk of cross-contamination and uphold the integrity of our products. Let's talk about avoiding cross-contamination through closed processing systems. One effective approach is using totally enclosed water purification systems. These systems are designed to prevent contamination by keeping the water completely isolated from the external environment. Another key point is tanks fitted with appropriate filtration, but without removable lids. This setup minimizes contamination risks because it reduces the chances of introducing dirt or microbes during maintenance or cleaning. However, these closed systems can present special cleaning challenges, especially when it comes to internal surfaces. That's where clean-in-place, or CIP, systems come into play. CIP allows us to clean and sterilize the interior of the equipment without disassembly, ensuring hygiene while maintaining efficiency. Overall, implementing these good practices helps us maintain high quality and safety standards throughout production, ultimately protecting consumers and ensuring product integrity. Let's start with ensuring that the work area is fully prepared before beginning any processing operations. This includes activities like opening the line and making sure everything is set up properly. It's crucial that the environment is ready to maintain product quality and safety. Next, we need to perform and document environmental and in-process controls throughout the process. These controls help us monitor conditions like temperature, humidity, and cleanliness, ensuring everything stays within validated parameters. Recording these checks is essential for traceability and accountability. We also have to pay close attention to deviations and failures. Any issues that arise should be recorded immediately. This way, we can analyze what went wrong and take corrective actions to prevent recurrence, maintaining the integrity of the process. Cleaning is another vital aspect. It must be performed within the specified, validated time limits. This ensures that contamination is minimized and that the process remains compliant with quality standards. All these practices exemplify good practices in production, which are fundamental to producing safe, high-quality products. Consistently applying these principles helps us uphold our commitment to excellence and compliance throughout every batch we produce. Now, let's move on to processing operations, Part 2. One of the key points here is to always use clean containers. This helps prevent any contamination that could compromise the quality of our product. Next, all pipes, equipment, and instruments need to be suitable for their intended use. This means they should meet specific standards to ensure safety and efficiency. It's also crucial to perform integrity checks regularly. This confirms that everything remains in good condition and functions properly. Calibration and verification of instruments are vital steps as well. These checks make sure our measurements are accurate, which is essential for maintaining quality and consistency. Additionally, we must ensure that all equipment is in a good state of repair. Worn out or damaged tools can lead to errors or contamination, so routine maintenance is a must. Finally, correct connections are fundamental. Proper assembly and secure connections prevent leaks and cross-contamination, keeping our process safe and efficient. All of these practices, using clean containers, maintaining equipment, verifying instruments, and ensuring proper connections, are part of good manufacturing practices that underpin the overall safety and quality of our production process. Let's talk about packaging operations, starting with the importance of avoiding mix-ups, contamination, and cross-contamination. It's crucial that we implement measures to prevent these issues at every step. Preferably, lines should be physically separated to minimize any risk of cross-contact between different products or batches. This physical separation helps maintain product integrity and safety. Also, clearly indicating the area where the product is under process is essential. This helps keep everyone on the same page and reduces errors. The process flow typically involves filling, followed immediately by sealing and labeling, ensuring there are no unnecessary delays that could compromise quality or efficiency. Correct performance during these steps is vital. Things like accurate overprinting, properly applied labels, and correct leaflets must be checked. Automated checks are highly preferred because they add an extra layer of reliability, catching errors early and ensuring consistency. Overall, good practices in production revolve around these key points: preventing errors, maintaining product integrity, and leveraging automation wherever possible. These principles are fundamental to delivering safe, high-quality products to consumers. Let's move on to packaging operations, II. In this section, I want to emphasize some good practices in production that are crucial for maintaining quality and efficiency. First, paying attention to proper handling and storage of packaging materials is essential. This helps prevent contamination and damage, ensuring the final product remains safe for consumers. Second, consistent training of personnel involved in packaging processes is vital. Well-trained staff are more likely to follow procedures accurately, reducing errors and waste. Third, implementing strict quality control checks throughout the packaging process helps catch issues early on. This way, we can address problems before the product reaches the customer. Lastly, documenting procedures and maintaining clear records support accountability and continuous improvement. All these practices align with our overall goal of producing safe, high-quality products efficiently. By following these good practices, we not only enhance product integrity, but also strengthen consumer trust. Vamos falar agora sobre as operações de embalagem na fase final do processo. E aqui importante destacar que qualquer reintrodução de produtos no processo só deve acontecer após uma inspeção, investigação detalhada e a devida aprovação. Além disso, toda essa operação precisa ser rigorosamente registrada para manter a rastreabilidade. Quando há discrepâncias na reconciliação, elas devem ser investigadas e registradas antes que o produto seja liberado, garantindo que tudo esteja em conformidade. Quanto aos materiais de embalagem que não foram utilizados, eles devem ser destruídos de forma controlada para evitar qualquer risco de contaminação ou uso indevido. Caso haja materiais não utilizados. A devolução para o estoque deve seguir o procedimento padrão. Ou seja, a SOP, para assegurar que tudo seja feito de maneira consistente e segura. Além disso, os registros de lote são revisados minuciosamente durante a liberação do lote, reforçando o controle de qualidade. Quando qualquer discrepância é acute encontrada, uma investigação deve ser conduzida de forma rápida e eficiente para identificar a causa raiz. Tudo isso faz parte das boas práticas de produção, que garantem que nossos produtos atendam aos altos padrões de qualidade e segurança que nossos clientes esperam. Essas práticas são essenciais para manter a integridade do processo de embalagem e, por consequência, a confiabilidade do produto final. Let's talk about good practices in production. First, it's essential to focus on planning carefully from the start. This helps us identify potential issues early on and set realistic timelines. Next, maintaining clear communication within the team is crucial. It ensures everyone is on the same page and working towards common goals. Another key point is quality control. Regular checks and inspections help catch problems before they become costly errors. Additionally, adopting sustainable practices not only benefits the environment, but can also improve efficiency and reduce waste. Finally, documentation is vital. Keeping detailed records allows us to track progress and learn from each project. All these practices tie back to our overall goal of creating efficient, high-quality production processes that are sustainable and adaptable. By integrating these principles, we set ourselves up for success and continuous improvement. Now, let's talk about area clearance checks in production operations, specifically in sanitation. It's important that these checks are carried out thoroughly to maintain cleanliness and safety. Typically, the check should be performed by 2 people to ensure accuracy and accountability. Between batches of the same product, having 2 checks helps confirm that the area is properly cleaned and ready for the next batch. Interestingly, for these routine checks, it's acceptable for both individuals involved to be part of the production team. However, when we're dealing with a product changeover, the second check should be done by a QC staff member. This adds an extra layer of oversight and quality assurance. All of these checks must be performed in strict accordance with written standard operating procedures, or SOPs, to ensure consistency and compliance. And of course, the results of each check need to be recorded accurately on the batch documentation. Moving on to good practices in production, maintaining these standards is essential for quality and safety. Consistently following procedures, like the area clearance checks I just described, supports the overall goal of producing safe, high-quality products. So always remember, thoroughness, proper documentation, and adherence to SOPs are key to successful production operations. Now let's take a look at production operations, sanitation, Part II. The workflow here is carefully designed to prevent potential contamination, mix-ups, and errors. This is crucial in maintaining the integrity and safety of our products. Access to these areas is strictly restricted to authorized personnel only. This includes direct operators, quality control staff, warehouse personnel, maintenance teams, and cleaners. Limiting access helps us control who enters sensitive zones, reducing the risk of contamination. And as a rule of thumb, the more critical the area, the fewer people should be present. This minimizes the chances of introducing any contaminants or causing disruptions. Now, let's talk about good practices in production. Implementing proper sanitation and hygiene protocols is essential. It's about more than just cleaning. It's about creating a culture of cleanliness and accountability. By following these guidelines, we ensure our production environment remains safe, compliant, and of the highest quality. Remember, these practices are key to maintaining the trust of our consumers and the success of our operations. Now, let's move on to the next important aspect of production operations, sanitation and maintenance. As you know, maintenance and repair activities are inevitable in any manufacturing environment. They are essential to keep equipment running smoothly and to prevent unexpected breakdowns. However, it's crucial that these activities present no risk to the product. That means we need to be diligent in how and when we perform maintenance. Whenever possible, planned maintenance should be scheduled outside of normal operating hours to minimize any potential contamination risks. In cases where emergency repairs are necessary during production, these should be followed by a thorough clean down and disinfection before manufacturing resumes. This step is vital to ensure that no contaminants are introduced into the product. Additionally, the area should be cleared by quality control before production continues. This ensures that the environment meets our strict cleanliness standards. Overall, these practices highlight the importance of good practices in production, keeping safety and product integrity at the forefront, even during maintenance and repair activities. For further support, please don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to help you with any questions or additional information you might need. Thank you so much for your attention and engagement throughout this presentation. If there's anything you'd like to discuss further, feel free to contact us. We truly appreciate your time and interest.